Good morning, new day. I don't know if I'm gonna do this in 2 parts or one consecutive video or not, but this is the second day anyway. Didn't get to show you what we did, how we ended the first day. Oh my gosh, we were outside for over 7 hours working. I might be competing with the wind here, so I apologize for any sound that's wind muffled. This is where we worked yesterday. We did cover it. We need to get some more of this. This is put down to heat up the ground, if you will, so that heats up any weed, seeds, whatever it is, and kills it if you leave it on there for a while. So we'll leave this on here for a good while. I'm not sure how long. And this is what that didn't cover. So we do need to get some more, but in the meantime we just put down a tarp that we had. And it still isn't covering the entire amount that we want it to cover, but it is doing something. So the wind keeps blowing it up here. We still have a little bit here that needs to be covered, but we got a good amount of this done yesterday. We ended up tilling up so much of it. You can see right here. It got really, really wet, and you can see tire marks on each side. That's where the rototiller got stuck, because that is still really wet. We have like a low area that runs right through here and drains down in the back of our property. We have a drain down there. So it's that end of it is a little bit wet, but we're anxious to get this planted, but it won't be for a little bit. It's going to be a while yet. We still have some cold coming. Tonight's going to be in the 40s. Tomorrow night's going to be 32. The next night's going to be 26 or 29. Still getting cold nights. So today we're back at it again. You can hear my husband with the little tiller. We're doing some other raised beds, our other 4 that are in kind of like a kitchen garden, I guess. Just kind of figuring things out. So, I mean, they are permanent, but we're working on that whole space. So that's what he's doing now. I'll take you over and show you. And if I get any questions, yes, I'm wearing the same clothes. I did shower last night, but I just put these clothes back on today because it's a dirt day. So let's get going.
One thing I have always known is that I've wanted this area of our property to be like a kitchen garden, like a potager. I've always called this my potager garden, a mix of herbs, a mix of different vegetables and flowers, and all of it combined. I love the old gardens like they used to have back in the 1800s, you know, the little fenced in area where they have all of your herbs and those edible flowers and different things. Dream of mine, big dream of mine. So this is an area that I've always wanted to be that, but I struggle with getting it there. You can see, look at that poor arbor is crooked. We've just, really, I don't know, changed our minds so many times about this area, and we're tweaking it as we go. So if you have any ideas out there, send them along my way. I do have a couple of things that I am going to work on and do differently this year. So I'm anxious to do that. I'm showing you this whole area because it is going to change. There's a few things that we are going to do different here. I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but we are going to transform this space. So be sure you're subscribed and your notification bells have been clicked. And I also promise we'll straighten this arbor up too.
Probably kind of hard to see here because this is the shaded bed, but we are putting some compost. We've got them all cleaned out. This is one that is before the compost is getting put on. I know we don't, they say not to till, but we really needed to turn the soil up in these. It just something that needed to be done. So we've got to get some compost. He's working on this one. You know, got to get the compost put in these beds. So 3 of them are done, and then he will work on this one and get this one done, and they'll be ready for planting as soon as we can plant them. I think we can put the spinach in right now, so we'll probably get those seeds in. The soil is, I'm not sure about the soil here, but in our big garden the soil is at about 52, which is okay for some things. But ideally you want it above 60 for most things. These two get 6 hours, 5-6 hours of sunlight. This one is looking more like 4 hours, these two here. So if you have beds close to your home or close to, you know, trees or, you know, some type of a structure, you want to keep an eye on the times and figure out how many hours of sun or how many hours of shade that you're getting, because different plants require different environments. Some need all shade, some need all sun all day, some are part sun, part shade. So make sure that you are checking all of that before you start planting somewhere. These are cutoffs from some cattle panel that we used for the arbors out in the garden. And we had, I mean, this was a temporary setup at one time and it's just become permanent. This is like the 3rd summer we're going into with this. Last year we did birdhouse gourds. They didn't grow very well. They just didn't have a long enough season. And I did do some cleanup here. Just cleaned up some remnants of dead flower stalks, and this poor garden has seen better days. But last year, honestly, for the last couple of years, I haven't really done a whole lot out here.
I think we've decided to put some pole beans on here and let them run up around the arbor. And we're going to take that out for right now and just redo the soil a little bit, give it a little bit of a boost. I'm taking out some stalks from our blackberry bushes. They're thorny little stalks. We put them in there because last year we had a stray cat that kept going in there and using it for a litter box. So the only thing I could think to do to deter the cat from going in there was spread all kinds of little thorny stalks, because the cat, I wouldn't think, would want to step on the thorns. Anything else, I think that they would dig around, but it worked. So if you have an area like that and you need to keep a cat or other pests out, the blackberry stalks, raspberry stalks, anything like that, that thorns, rose bush stalks, stick them in there. That'll keep them away.
These beds are all planted. We have some kale in here. Part of this bed is not planted. So we had a little bit extra space. Not sure what we're going to do with that. This one is all spinach, completely full. We eat a lot of spinach. This is all like arugula, mesclun lettuce, just mix, like spring mix. And this one is all butter crunch lettuce and different types of lettuce like that. Those are our favorite. The butter crunch is our favorite. So that's what's in this one. These 4 beds are done. Now we took the trellis off of these. This soil is amazingly rich. I'm going to pull this up and show you. Look at this. This is like worm city under here. They're hanging in the holes, from the holes underneath of the bucket. It's a lot of worms. Let's see what's in this one. Yeah, there's lots and lots of worms. Can you see where they're hanging from the bucket? I don't know if you can see that or not. There's a lot of worms in here. So there's holes in the bottoms of these buckets and they're going in and out. So lots of worm castings in this. Really rich soil. This plant right here is a Russian sage. It's my favorite. And oh my gosh, it's not edible, but it smells amazing. And deer do not like the scent, so it keeps the deer away from our lettuce. The porch is right there, so we just come off the porch and anything kitchen garden related is going to be in here. I may put some radish over on the other side of the kale where I have a little bit of extra space. I'm not sure. We'll see. Some of the areas around our garden, we've planted different things. I'm just checking on this. This is a wisteria. I didn't even know if these could grow in our area, but you can see that it's starting some new growth. So hopefully this little guy or little gal will grow nicely. We are gonna create an arbor for it to grow up. We have a new apple tree here. Planted this last year, and this is a Fuji apple tree. Just a little tiny guy. We have another one that we also planted, and it's a Granny Smith to add. You can see right there. That'll add to this little orchard. This is our newest orchard. We have pears and apples. None of which have produced yet. This is our what, third or fourth?
I think it's our third.
Third summer with these. Our son lives next door and you can hear his dogs. This is our third summer with these, so we're hoping, I don't know, how long does it take before they produce? We're not sure. So we're just being patient. And until these produce, we are getting apples from our other orchard up at the top part of our property. These are elderberries, and you can see they're starting to come. And we have a couple elderberry plants. This is another one here, and you can see it's starting to come a little bit there, which I'm really anxious for these because I'd like to have our own elderberries and not have to buy them all the time. These are aronia berries. Well, it's a aronia berry plant. It hasn't produced anything yet, but they're a lot like blueberries. We have three. You can see where they're starting to leaf out a little bit here. And then there's this one here. This one seems to be doing really well.
My husband confided in me that this is the very first summer that he's had off since he was a teenager. He's finally retired after over 40 years of working. That's a long time. He is looking so forward to his first summer at home, doing what he loves.
We're gonna head up and check the mail. The mailman came, and it's gonna be our little walk we take every day to the end of the driveway and back. I hope you enjoyed this little, I don't know, little snippets of what we're doing here. We have a lot more to do. We have so many projects. And my husband says, you've got to stop adding to the list, because that's what I've been doing. It's just adding to the list. But I get so excited. Summer is here and I can think of so many things that I want done. And I know one of them is adding to the rock wall, because that was something I said that we would do every year to build that rock wall up. And we haven't really done that yet. So I'm looking for rocks to add to that wall, and lots of other projects. So that's it for today. And until next time.